Hey guys, Prince Rich with philosophyofdreams.com. Today's video topic I have named the top 3 reasons you're not remembering your dreams. I have been following you guys' comments. I see all your comments on YouTube, on our website, and I get hundreds of emails from you guys all around the world about questions about your dreams. And I am truly thankful for that, by the way. I honestly had no idea that I had this great of a following until the last few months when I kind of came back. And one of the major things that I see you guys ask about is, how can I have more lucid dreams? And more importantly, why am I not remembering my dreams? Now, the reason that I mentioned the comment about how can I have more lucid dreams is because the two flow hand in hand. If you aren't remembering your dreams, you definitely are not going to remember to have a lucid dream or a lucid dream at all. And I'm going to get into this. So again, top 3 reasons you're not remembering your dreams. Let's get started. So first of all, the average dreamer dreams 3 to 6 dreams a night. In some cases more. I've dreamed up as many as 10, and on a really good day, which has happened on, by rare cases, I've dreamed as many as 14 dreams. Sometimes you'll hear people say, and I've had people tell me directly on Twitter and an email, I don't dream. Okay, first of all, scientifically, this is not true. It is not that you or anybody else doesn't dream. It is simply that you don't remember them. So here is the top 3 reasons that you are not remembering your dreams, and I'm going to get into how you can improve upon some of these common pitfalls. Number 1. You're not getting enough sleep. So for those of you who know a little bit about dreams and sleep, you know that there's something called REM sleep, which means random eye movement sleep. Basically what REM sleep is it's a stage of sleep. It's one of the many cycles that the brain goes through during the onset and process of sleep, where your eyes move back and forth, and it's quite literally because in your mind you are acting out your dreams and your eyes are actually looking at something. REM sleep, as we call it, usually takes, depending on the person, but on average, it usually takes about 3 to 4 hours to onset in each person. I speak with a lot of people, and some people will tell me, I only get 2 hours of sleep a night because, I'm a college student and I work a job as well, or I work 2 jobs and I've got a child or something like that. I am not knocking your situation, not at all. I've been there and done that. But if you want to remember more dreams, you have got to get enough sleep to get to REM sleep so that your body and your mind is able to enter the natural state into which, you have the highest likelihood of having a dream. So that is number 1, is you're not getting enough sleep. If your sleep is sporadic, you wake up a lot throughout the night, because of children or neighbors making noise or whatever it may be, that doesn't help at all. You have got to get somewhere in the ballpark of 3 to 4 hours of continuous sleep to enter the REM sleep stage in which the mind begins to project dreams to you. So, number 2, not keeping a dream journal. This is one that actually deserves a video in itself, and I'm going to do a video in itself about the importance of a dream journal and why everybody needs to keep one, but we're going to touch on this briefly. One of the best ways, if you are somebody who is getting enough sleep at night, and you're getting peaceful sleep at night, then you are definitely dreaming. You're just not remembering the dreams if you're watching this video wondering what's going on. One of the number 1 ways that you can begin to train yourself mentally, consciously, into remembering more dreams is to start keeping a dream journal. Get like a journal type book from Office Depot or wherever you need to go to. Keep it by your bed, and every night before you go to sleep, make the mental affirmation to yourself multiple times as you're laying there in the bed. I'm going to remember my dreams. I'm going to remember my dreams. I will have a dream tonight, and I'm going to remember it. I don't fully know how to explain it, but there was a woman, and I cannot remember her name. I'll talk about her more in a future video dedicated to just dream journaling. There is a female who actually created the concept of dream journaling many, many years ago, and she did a lot of scientific studies on it, and she found that there was science. She was able to uncover empirical scientific proof that there is something psychological about keeping a dream journal that instills conscious intention into the mind of a dreamer to remember the dreams. Somehow through that instillment of conscious intention, that gets into the dreamer's subconscious, which is the part that is at play during sleep and dream. And then the dreamer becomes more aware of their dreams during the dream state. Now, there's one important point that I want to make before we finish with reason number 2. If you have a dream journal by the bed, many people will wake up throughout the night, maybe once or twice. For example, me, I don't know why, I've timed it, but I always wake up around like 4 o'clock. Somewhere around 3:50, 4 o'clock p.m., a.m., in the middle of each night. When I do that, I always ask myself the minute that I wake up, I don't move, I don't think of anything else, I don't think of what I'm going to eat for breakfast, what do I have to do at work the next day. I think to myself, what was I dreaming about? Ask yourself, where was I? And what was I doing? And keep asking yourself that. Don't move. It's very important that you don't move and that you don't think about anything else. Don't think about who's sleeping in the bed next to you. Don't think about what you're going to do in the next day when you wake up. Just solely focus and meditate on that if you wake up in the middle of the night. Where was I? What was I doing? And who was I with? Sometimes it may take 10 seconds. Sometimes it may take a minute. But you will 90% of the time, in my experiences, you will remember where you were, what you were doing. Once you remember just a single shred of the dream, even if it's a single act of the dream, it has something to do with the way that memory is compartmentalized in our minds and in our brains, you will remember the rest of the dream. It'll just come back to you, almost as if a book that you remembered, that you read years ago, that you couldn't remember that you read. It'll just come back to you like a flood. When you remember that, before you go back to sleep, if your dream journal's next to your bed, you don't need to record the whole dream. You don't want to try to record the whole dream because you're still too tired. You're still in that groggy state. Write down something like, I was at the store with my best friend, or I was running in the park with my girlfriend, or I was driving down the road to a meeting. Write just something down that you remember from the dream. When you wake up the next morning and you go to record the dream, when you see those bullet points of that dream, the rest of the dream will come to you. Don't worry. So, in regards to that one, keeping a dream journal, you need to make the conscious intent every night before you go to bed that you're going to do that. And you need to, if you do wake up in the middle of the night, like a lot of people do, write down just the tidbits so that you don't go back to sleep and forget the dream that you already had that you remembered, because that's very important. Number 3, and this is a really big one, it may actually be bigger than number 2 regarding keeping a dream journal. Number 3 is you have a very big or a very low lack of self-awareness. Now, let me explain this, because this is not something I mean to offend anyone with. All of us by nature, before we got into studies of the mind, or before we got into being interested or more aware of our dreams, we have a low lack of self-awareness. It's natural. This is because the mind is very chaotic during waking life, especially for those of you who are listening to this that, you work multiple jobs, or you just have a very chaotic daily life, whether it be kids or home life or work life or whatever it is that you do during your day. The mind is basically racked and bombarded with stimuli from so many different things. I mean, a study shows that on average, the average person has, and this is just emotions, this isn't daily thoughts or daily actions. The average person has somewhere in the ballpark of 10 to 16,000 emotions in one day. So it's not unusual for us to step back and realize that the mind, quite frankly, is chaotic. One of the best ways that I have experienced, and that most all books will recommend that you can do to help build a higher sense of self-awareness is meditation. And there are different levels of meditation. I'm not saying meditation like you sit down and do the whole Om and all that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. For those of you who are into meditation that are listening to this, you're probably laughing because you know that that's a lot of people's first reaction when they hear the word meditation that are new to it. There are many types of meditation. There's music meditation, guided meditation through music. There's nature meditation. A lot of people will just go and walk into nature and take a hike and you'd be surprised what it does to take a hike into the woods if you live in an area that is particularly beautiful or has some form of nature. There's yoga. So the bottom line is you have to find something, and I would recommend to do this daily for at least 1 hour. You have to find something daily to do where you just sit and just clear the mind. Just don't think about work. Don't think about the kids. Don't think about stress. Don't think about your bills, your taxes. Don't think about any of that. Just be yourself in that moment in time, if that makes any sense. Just meditate on the fact that you simply exist in this moment, in this time, or whatever it is that you are looking at or listening to. Just meditate in the fact and the idea that it exists. Calm the mind. One of the things that you'll also find is not only will you start remembering more of your dreams as you do this, and I'm not talking months and years, this takes just simple days, maybe a week of practice to calm the mind in preparation for sleep so that you can clear it to remember your dreams and be more aware of your dreams. One of the things that you're going to find, and I would love to see some of you guys' comments on this as you try some of these ideas and report back, is you're going to find that your dreams not only are less chaotic. Some of you probably notice that you have a lot of fragments of dreams. Like it's not like a whole dream. It's like, oh, I was doing this, and then the dream ended, and then I was here, and then the dream ended, and then I was there, and then the dream ended, and it didn't make any sense, and then I was here. That is a clear indication also a lot that your mind needs to be slowed. You need to quiet the mind a bit and just slow down a bit. What you're going to notice as you practice these things that I have went over in this video is that your dreams become more stable. They become more vivid. Part of the reason they're going to become more vivid is not because they weren't vivid before. They were always vivid. You just weren't aware of it. You just didn't realize the brightness of colors, the texture of objects, the fluidness of people and things that were passing you by in the dream. It's because you're becoming more self-aware and you're noticing the dream world around you. You're going to also notice that your dreams become longer. Instead of them being 2-minute fragments here, 5-second fragments there, some of you may report back and say that you had a dream that felt like it was 45 minutes. You went on a journey with somebody that felt like it lasted all night. Things like that. So, again, this is my top 3 reasons you're not remembering your dreams. I really hope that these tips help you guys. I have seen many people commenting, asking, hey Prince, how can I remember more dreams? These are the top 3 best ways that I know of that I have personally used that I could give to you. Again, Prince Rich with philosophyofdreams.com. I look forward to speaking with you guys in future videos, and I'll talk to you soon.